Ladies and gentlemen, it's Monday night. It's the start of the week, and you know what to do. It's time to talk Doctor Who. My name's Off the Cuff Tom, and welcome to Nerd Initiative's TV Talk. Roll the intro. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday. Not Tuesday. I'm so used to doing turn a page. What can I say? It is Monday night. It is time to talk some Doctor Who right here on Nerd Initiative TV Talk. My name is Off the Cuff Tom, your host, and it is a pleasure having you. I hope now that we've got all the technical difficulties taken care of, everything should run smoothly. Now, because this is the first time I got to do that intro and the opening and the video, I think I might just play it again because there's a very special reason we want to say thank you. So let's play the intro one more time. That is fantastic. And the reason why it is so good is because of one very particular guy who is in the chat, Mr. Cell Phone Wallet Keys himself, our guy, Mickey. It is his birthday. So bear with me. He is the guy who made the intro. He is the guy who does a lot of our graphics on here. Um, you'll have to excuse me, man. I tried. So here you go. I tried. I'm not a graphic designer guy. Happy birthday to you, Mickey. It is a pleasure being able to work with you here. Mickey and I have had the opportunity. We collabed on the video announcing Akira Toriyama's passing. I wrote the script. He said the words, and I couldn't think of anybody else who could have done that great of a job. So it is my pleasure to be able to work with him and everybody here at the Nerd Initiative. And because it is the Nerd Initiative, we just got to make sure that we do our homework real quick. So I'm just going to throw this up right now. Make sure that if you're liking what everything we're doing here, make sure that you first subscribe. Then you're going to go over and you're going to ding the thing to get all those notifications. And tap that thumbs up, because if you tap that thumbs up, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to keep making more content. And I kind of like doing this stuff. So the more you let the bosses know, the more I get to do my job. And I like that. All right. So, again, happy birthday, Mickey. Let's talk some Who. Speaking of which, I believe I have Mickey's going to be on as my first companion. We were supposed to have Max from the Vigilante Vibes podcast, but unfortunately, he was abducted by some mutants because of that wonderful job that he did with the with Megan and Ken and myself for our X-Men 97 recap, which you can check out here on the YouTube channel. So make sure that you check that out. So again, Max, hopefully we'll get you on here sooner or later. Let's talk some Who. All right, here we go. Hopefully, again, I'm running this all by myself. So let's see if this works. It worked. Look at that. All right. So we're talking Who in review. We're talking 73 yards tonight. It is an interesting name for an episode, and there's a very good reason why, because it is a plot point that happens. So we get the Doctor and Ruby Sunday, sorry, once again. We're in Wales. Everybody loves the Welsh. Even the Welsh love the Welsh. Well, sometimes. They're warring folks. Anyhow, so they land in Wales. Gorgeous, the cliffs of Wales. You can't go wrong. They land in Cardiff. And as soon as I hear Cardiff, I'm just thinking, ooh, are we going to get a Torchwood reference? No. Like, you're there. What's up? Why didn't I get a reference? That's all I want. Just give me one reference. Give me a little Captain Jack, Give me something. But they walk out on this gorgeous location. And as they start walking out, they see that there is some sort of spinneret spider web looking thing, and it's weird. It's creepy. It's a little oopy and spoopy, which I'm down for. Unfortunately, the doctor steps on it, and apparently he broke the circle. This apparently is what's called a fairy circle. It is used to bind things in magical terms. So the doctor steps on it. Ruby turns around, and where'd he go? I don't know. Well, she starts reading the little notes that are also attached to the fairy circle. On the fairy circle, it says that rest in peace, Jack. Who the heck is Jack? I don't know. Make sure that's working. So again, who's Jack? I don't know. She gets done reading it, and with that, she goes back up. The doctor's disappeared. Can't see nothing. And so she starts banging on the TARDIS. Hey, where are you? Where are you? She tries to put her key in. Don't work either. What the heck? She sees off in the distance. This. This is probably one of the best pictures I saw before the show came out. Um, that being in the media kit. Like, what is this? This gave me the vibes already of, hey, we're getting a little spoopy Who, which I'm completely there for because you know what? Doctor Who is only as good as your memorable episodes. And this definitely was a memorable episode. It was a companion based episode. And, we need them every once in a while. It reminds us that it's not just watching Doctor Who. So she sees this lady. She's out there in the distance. She's making her. I don't know if she was doing the Macarena, a British version, a Welsh version. Uh, no idea. She can't find the doctor. She looks over down yonder. She sees a little town. She starts walking, and we're walking. As she's walking, this figure back there, right? That's my camera, not a figure. This figure back there starts just staying at the same distance and doing the voguing, whatever. I was down for it. Wouldn't move. As she's walking down the path, she runs into a hiker. She asks the hiker, "Hey, if you see her, can you uh, go up and ask her, hey, what's up? Why you following me?" The hiker, you'll obviously be able to tell who it is. We're going to talk about that later. Hiker goes up, ask her, "Hey, what's up? What you doing?" Next thing, this lady flies. She is gone. Wham! She is out of here. So Ruby Tuesday, I mean Sunday, decides to head down into town where she finds this quaint little pub. And while she's there, everybody's acting a little ominous. And I think that was kind of nice, it was a little cringy, by PC standards nowadays. Because they were playing off the whole fact that, well, you're English, I'm Welsh, as long as nobody said wing left, I'm getting you go, go, go. I'm good, which they didn't. Um, in the pub, she explains what's going on, and they just play it up, and they really make her think that she's in some medieval or some backwater town, which was hilarious. And yet, you look out the window, and guess what? Old voguing lady, still there. She stays the night. She pays with her phone, the modern magic box, and she heads back into town. She heads back home to London. That really makes me think. It makes me think of something, or to England, I should say, because I don't know if she's no, she's technically in London. But let's think about this. And Chad, I don't know about this, so let me know if you live in the UK. Do you have Can you go back and forth free will across the country lines? Let's talk about that. I think that's a good idea. There's the homework. Hmm. Something to think about. Anyway, so she goes back home. She heads in and she sees her mom. Now, I don't have any pictures on here because I'm not going to cheat and pull ones off of anywhere else. But all these photos are courtesy of the BBC and Disney. So thank you very much. We always appreciate it. All right. So she talks to her mom and she says, well, there's this lady, and mom sees her outside doing I am seriously going to do a different hand sign every single time. So go with me. Sees the lady out there. So she says, well, mom, we've got these magic phone boxes thingies, not the kind that flies around in time and space. I'll stand here because she says equidistant, of which we did get a new word out of that, which sustal distance or whatever the heck it was called. Um, and that woman in the red hat in the pub, I know her from somewhere and I just can't place it. But sees the mom out, as mom goes down, talks to her, and again, mom bolts. She is gone. She runs up the street. She hops in a cab. She's gone. Best part is this is the first time that Ruby's ever seen somebody who's talked to the woman, and having that said, gets the dirtiest look ever thrown back at her face, like the pure and sheer disgust. Now, back at the pub, one of the other patrons, Josh, I believe it was, went down to go talk to the lady, and he ran off too. Spoke with the barkeep and said, never coming back again. What'd she say? What'd she say? Well, ask her, meaning Ruby. I don't know what she said. Again, we're going to talk about that later because trust me, I got a whole thing lined up for this. All right. So Ruby gets kicked out of the house. Mom wants nothing to do with her, doesn't pick up the phone, doesn't write, doesn't text, doesn't anything. Barely even communicates through her mother, Gran, who's like, this be tripping ya. And excuse me, that was my terrible Jamaican accent. Thank you, cool runnings. Anyhow, we keep going. And so 2, 3 years pass by, and we get a cameo. Another character comes back who we've already seen in some of the specials. One of my favorite people that's been added into New Who, Catherine Lethbridge Stewart. Speaking of which, happy Memorial Day to everybody out there. Please remember that today is to remember those who have fallen in the line of duty. So thank you again to all my fellow veterans and those who are not here. Cell Phone Wild Keys has beef with this episode. Trust me. I mean, I've got beef at the end. Trust me. That's why we talk that stuff at the end. But if you got something as I'm going through the episode, drop it in, Mickey. I'm more than happy to. So, Catherine Lethbridge Stewart. Sorry, it's just habit. Even at home, when she pops up on screen and you say Catherine Lethbridge Stewart, this happens. It's like buttery. If you know, you know. So, Kate finally says, well, we've got a whole team. They're psychic. They're this, they're that, the other thing. Ruby's already figured out in that 3 year gap since, being kicked out of mom's house that the person stays 73 yards. Okay. They said the thing. They did the thing. So, oh, don't worry. I got loopholes like you wouldn't believe. So, Mickey right here, our birthday boy, says that he's got beef with this episode. All right. I'll bring the mustard. And he's got it all with the end. And there's usually where I find my loopholes. So again, Kate Lethbridge Stewart goes up. Everybody's on comms. They walk up. They start talking to the lady. And next thing you know, every single person in this squad, I'm talking 20 some odd people, creepy. Like, I mean, children of the corn. Are looking back at Ruby Tuesday, I mean Sunday, with the sheer and utter disgust. Even Catherine Lethbridge Stewart is just hearing this on comms. And it's that mom look. It's only the look that a parent could give you of, you are wrong. Like, it's not even a you need Jesus, it is a you are wrong. in the fullest extent. Again, very interesting. So everybody just bounces. And then we start doing some time skips. Okay. 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Well, not 4 years, technically 20 some odd years because Ruby just had turned 21. And by the time she turns 40, something happens because back before the doctor disappeared, before he broke the fairy circle, he was talking about Welsh and Welsh history and gave away something for 2046 about some real interesting politician because this is YouTube and I don't want us to get flagged. I have very, very particular words I would like to say about him, but I can't. And so, with that being said, Ruby remembers about this dude that the doctor talked about. And at the whole time, this old lady, and this is why I do it live because sometimes we have technical difficulties. Yeah. So, one more bug to figure out. Anyhow, so as things are going on, uh, in her whole life, this lady is always still 73 yards away doing the whatever. It's it's just something that just is just creepy. She can't have relationships at work. She wasn't able to keep jobs very long. It's just always happening. And that ain't cool, but it happens. Get up to 2046. The name rings a bell again. And she says, "Oh, this is what the doctor was telling me. This is my purpose." So she goes and joins the campaign, the rally, the whole team, everything going on. I'm like, all right, that's cool. Little saboteur stuff. Excuse me, I'm just moving windows around because yeah, technology. Hopefully that'll fix the mic problem too. Anyhow, so we keep going. She joins the campaign trail. She says, "Oh, I'm willing to do everything. Go team. I'm all about this and all about that, and I'll even hold the coats." She's holding the coats, literally. There's a new intern. The intern stuff happens there, and I really don't want to talk about it. And I'm really not a fan of that. And that is where my biggest problem is with this episode. But we keep going. And so this new guy, uh, Roger Ap William, with a G, because he's Welsh, decides he's going to run for prime minister. He's going to be the next big bad guy with the nuclear weapon. Just go for it. Just, you know. They even have the Albion Party, which I thought was a really neat idea. It's very much the Brits for Brits kind of idea is the way I was able to get when I was doing my homework for this. A little xenophobic, but anyhow, as everything goes on, nobody has noticed the old lady doing the dancing back, 73 yards. That freaks people out. No one's ever talked to her unless Ruby tells somebody to go and speak with them. No one can get a picture. No one can satellite coverage. Nothing. Everything turns into like a weird perception filter thing. So okay, William Ap Gilliam or Roger Ap William decides to go on the air on British TV, of which they did have the real BBC presenter. They were filming in the BBC studios. They aged him up to play himself, an older version. which I thought was kind of fun. They decided, okay, well, hey, I'm going to just say, screw you, give me the codes, we're going to war. Why? Don't know. But this Roger App William is a very charismatic character. Like, hi, hey, you want to vote for me? You do, just like you want to make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, you want to vote for me? Yeah, look at me, I'm awesome, I'm great. Well, he finally gets the job. He wins the election, and when he's about to make his big speech, Ruby finally realizes that this is her time to finally shine and do something good out of this something bad. So as they're going out on the field, they're told, "Hey, don't step out on the pitch because soccer." Eh. But someone made a comment like, "Hey, 60,000 people are going to be here tomorrow. We can't walk on it today." All right. She walks out on the pitch. Everybody's like, "Oh," with their pew pews, and she gets a little measuring app, which she probably had an iPhone at that point because I know that most Android phones do not have a very good visual measurement app. Unless somebody does, please let me know in chat because I'm a nerd and I like that kind of stuff. So she's stepping back and back and back. 71, 72, 73. Creepy. I don't know. I got to move for this one. Creepy lady making the moves, standing right next to the new British Prime Minister. And he talks with her. And again, you get that creepy, I'm going to look over here in pure disgust and go, hey, what's up? I mean, look at this guy. Look at it. This dude is a total tool. It's like, yeah, all right. Sorry, I don't know why I turned into like Steve, video game Steve Rogers. Yeah, all right. Stars and Stripes. No, sorry. But hey, real quick, any Downton Abbey fans right there? Take a look, take a look, take a look. It's the Dowager's butler because it's British TV and everybody's on every other show. Anyhow, dude turns, freaks out, and he's gone. Gives up the prime minister job, the whole nine. It is done and over. Quits, goes into hiding, boom. And yet, the weird lady, because again, I'm now running out of movements to do. Next thing, I'm going to twiddle my thumbs, is still there for the rest of Ruby's life. Ruby doesn't take a spouse, doesn't have children, does nothing because she doesn't understand. She didn't go cross country. She didn't leave the country. She didn't fly on a plane. She didn't go over water. Just in case, just because even though as much creepy this is out here, I don't want to make it worse. And I thought, okay, that's smart. So we go ahead a little bit further, and Ruby is now an old lady. And I mean, very little time left on the mortal coil. She gets one of the nurses or orderlies or granddaughter, cousin, sister, whatever. I think it was niece, twice unrelated from the adoption stuff, to take her out to where the TARDIS still is. The doctor has not been seen for almost, I would say at this point, 60 years. 60 years, that's a lot. So that means there's bracken and moss and funk and gunk growing up the TARDIS. And credit, big props and credits to the prop department for realizing that the TARDIS sat in the same freaking spot for so long that every single day on that cliffside, the sun would hit it. The salt water would hit it. It's faded. It's faded more on one side than it is on the other, just because the intensity of the sun right on it. It was just like Greta here just said. It was pretty. It was pretty. It was one of those things that I didn't know that I needed that in my head to see uh, derelict TARDIS until I saw it, and I'm all for it. I might put it on a background of one of my 49 screens. I don't know. It was stunning. So as old Ruby's sitting there, she starts talking to the doctor. She says, "I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. I couldn't figure it out. She missed her friend." It's like, dude, you've already only been in 3 adventures. But again, I digress. We'll talk about that later. And then she realizes, she comes to the realization when she looks over at, again, the lady that I showed you earlier underneath the tree. I should have put that in as an extra scene. Darn, next week. It all comes full circle. Sorry, had to take care of something in the chat. So, all comes full circle. And she realizes that the old lady 73 yards away is her. And it's a big, huge full circle moment. She understands. And next thing you know, we're right back where we started, just before the doctor stepped on the fairy circle. And she told him, "Stop, stop, 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 stop." Like she had a weird case of deja vu. She couldn't remember anything, but it did find it funny that the old lady could remember stuff before everything came back around. Full circle, all that wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. Yes, I have multiple beverages. I've been talking for 27 minutes straight. So, talking about this episode, talking about 73 yards, I tried doing some math and trying to figure out why 73 yards might have been of some importance. And God knows there's probably some other Whovian that knows something or some number. I tried adding it together. I tried figuring with the season number, episode, and I couldn't figure it out. I think it literally was just a. See, birthday boy here's got this right. Birthday boy's got this right. Now I see that I got plenty of people out here. I want to see at least 7 more happy birthdays here for my birthday boy. You know? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can recall, I'm trying not to be as vulgar as I usually am, but I am not a vigilante. And trust me, these guys got the vibe, and I think they want the yards to be 69. But either way, I'll owe you one later. As we continue, it's a big full circle moment. They don't break the fairy circle. They talk about it. The doctor finally realizes, oh wait, don't want to touch this. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to do anything. And there's Ruby Tuesday. I mean Sunday again with the strangest idea of deja vu. And that's pretty much it. You know, I'm I'm just kind of like, all right, next. So now that I've been playing around for about a week now with my new computer, because this is why I wanted to do this whole TV talk and review stuff. Let's talk some stuff. So I've got this. These are my theories, thoughts for 73 yards. All right. So let's take a look here. Was Ruby in a paradox or a separate universe and timeline? And I put down there lack of snow. Very simply because, well, she talked about when she was old there was no snow, and snow has been a big concept as far as whatever her backstory is concerned. And because there was lack of snow, does that mean that my theory of her being a child of the pantheon was the pantheon not in this separate universe, timeline, dimension, whatever the heck you want to call it? I don't know. Then let's go to the next one. Why not use real historical figures? So I looked up. There was a guy named Mad Jack way back in the day. Um, but one, he wasn't Welsh. He was British. Two, he was pretty much a rake and a gambler. So where this whole Mad Jack thing came from, I don't know, because the vibes that I got from the fairy circle and rest in peace, you son of a gun, was more of a I was a tyrant, I was a bad lord, I was this, that, and the other thing. So that's just what I feel about that. And then what's up with the doctor? Like seriously, all willy nilly, just spoilers. Yeah, that's not a good scene. That's a pretty good one. We'll work on that. You know, why not use a real historical figure? And then spoilers, like giving away the whole thing that's going to be happening in 2046. Why would you do that? Like, I know the doctor every once in a while slips up, but to seriously give away the plot right there in the first 45 seconds of the episode, like, that's a what the heck? Or who the who? You know? Here's my other big problem. What was old mm, Ruby saying to so many people? I didn't get it. Did anybody else figure out what she was saying that really freaked people out to turn to her younger self and tell them to ask her? Like, what do you guys think in the chat that old Ruby was saying? The nuclear holocaust is coming, and she knows about it. She'll be pushing the button. Like, I have no idea. We never got an idea of it, and I think that was just sloppy writing. I think there was a lot of stuff that they could have done with this to really elevate this episode. That's a really good idea. Even again, the birthday boy, Selfin Wallachie, says, we didn't know. Maybe we'll see it in a future episode. You're getting ahead of me, Mickey. All right. Look, I won't put the whole list up next time. Okay. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, Ken has the best one. I think that's what old Ruby was saying. I'm just going to leave that there for a while. I think Ken has it right on the note. Hashtag Ken was right. So let's keep going. Did anybody, my Trekkies out there, get a vibe that this was very much like the episode Inner Light? Picard lived a whole lifetime in 2 seconds or 12 seconds, however long he was knocked out for. You know, hashtag Ken was right. Um, so what's up with that? So again, you see how I also have down on here, was Ruby a child of the Pantheon? I really fully well believe it. Now, if you go back up, you'll see Mrs. Flood's theory, at least this week. Hear me out, internet. Look, I don't stay in all the Doctor Who panels and vibes and chats and forums and everything. I like enjoying my shows for what they are. Not that I'm saying that I don't appreciate everybody you coming out here and watching me and watching us do what we do on Who, but I don't like spoilers and I don't like getting dissuaded to this theory or that theory. I like my head canon, and that's why I like sharing it with you. I think Mrs. Flood is also part of the Pantheon. Now, somebody in the chat say why. I'll wait. I'm waiting. Thank you, ODP. All right. So, why? I think that Mrs. Flood is part of the Pantheon, and just as we had the trickster, the maestro, the toy maker, I think, and if we're going to give him some pretentious name like, Time Lords do, Mrs. Flood is, here we go, the chronicler. She's the one that keeps the history of these characters. That's why she's in such close proximity to Ruby right now. Because she is writing Ruby's story. Not writing as in, what's the next step, but taking history and taking note of her story. That's my theory this week on Mrs. Flood. What do you guys think? All right, now also in the chat, and I've seen this on other ones. Uh, this wonderful young lady thinks that Mrs. Flood is Ruby's biological mother. It's the common theory. It's the big one that's going out right now. I'm not opposed to it happening, but again, if they do, cheap writing. Sorry, on it's the truth. I think that Mrs. Flood has something to do with the Pantheon out in the big aspect of things, and that's where I really want to see this go. I think she's the chronicler. I think that what they're trying to do here, if you keep going down, is the Pantheon a force of the universe versus magical. Um, I think what they're trying to imply that this magical mysticism stuff, especially heavy with this episode. I'm not feeling it. Like I'm down for every once in a while, but if we're doing a whole story arc just on this, I'm not cool with it. Now, if we take the Pantheon and make it outside the universe, like we've heard with Toymaker, kind of like that one episode where Matt Smith, or with the Doctor, Amy, and Rory were stuck on that garbage planet where you should gets to finally see and go, "Hey, sexy." I think the Pantheon is more something along that interwoven in a pocket of the universe. I wouldn't say pocket dimension, but these are just everything that's running through my head. Every week, this theory is going to change, and I hope you come back to see what else we got. So, my biggest gripe on this episode, okay, as much as Roger Abbey William with the G because he's Welsh was charismatic and enigmatic, they introduced a intern, and what they implied that had happened with the intern was completely unnecessary. It had no bearing, I believe, to the whole story. You know, I'm not really a fan of that. Not cool. I got it right there. You know, did they need to imply the what happened? I don't think they did. But we're gonna get away from that. And then lastly, will this episode be significant by the finale? I think Selphon Wallachese was right in the fact that it is a great idea that maybe whatever dropping in from the top rope uh, had going on with saying things to people, maybe that'll become what's important by the end of the episode, by the end of the season. I mean, we only have like 6 episodes, which sucks because it's Doctor Who. But again, I'm glad they gave Ruby Tuesday Sunday time to shine. I'm glad that the actress got her time finally. It's episode 3 or 4 that we've had her on now between the specials and this, that, and the other thing. But again, where's the significance? Last week, boom. Where's the significance? I get the fact no snow, hence my separate timeline, butterfly effect, whatever. Where's the significance? It's Doctor Who. Very rarely do we ever get paradoxes or time loops. And when we do, they're really good, like Girl in the Fireplace. But I don't know. You let me know, chat. What do you guys think? Do you think that this episode is going to be significant by the end of it? Because right now I don't. Honestly, I do not. Again, it was a hey, I know a guy who can write an episode. Let's was it a gimme? Was it a nepo hire? I don't freaking know. That's what I thought. That's why I like talking TV. So that's everything that's going on with that. Now, everything else that's going on, again, just a reminder, we got to talk about this. The final score. I gave this an 11 out of 15 doctors. Why? It was a great episode for Ruby's Sunday. I almost said Tuesday again. For the actress to finally get her time to shine. You got to give what's her name, Millie Gibson. Thank you, because I was gonna say Millie Bobby Brown, but I was like, well, no, no, no. She does the other British stuff. She does that. It gave her time to shine as an actress. I think there was. Oh, Ken thinks that this is not a one and done. I hope. I hope. I like when I get a through line. I like getting that aha moment. Just do it right. Anyhow, like I said, 11 out of 15 doctors for this episode. And this is how my rating system is going to be for the rest of these episodes. It's going to be 1 out of 15 doctors. Hopefully, we can maybe get an extra special episode and we'll add in the war doctor and the renegade, the runaway doctor. Hopefully something's that's fantastic that we just got to blow the scale out of proportion. That should hopefully be the finale. But what do you think, chat? Where do you sit as far as this is concerned about Doctor Who, and not only just the episode, but the state of Who right now? As a whole, where are we at? Just think about it. Talk it out. Get with us. And you know what the best way to do that is? It's through QR codes. And so we're going to start off with all the QR codes. You ready? Get your cell phones ready. Start scanning your screens. You can first off contact us, get in touch with us, hit that QR code right there, get on our mailing list, make sure you're following everything that we're doing on all the social medias, everywhere and anywhere. That's what you want to do. Now, once you're done online, we want to make sure you're taking care of yourself offline. This is where you're going to wear your Geek Pride on your sleeve right there. Click that QR code, get the merch. Hopefully, I'm working on something. I got something that might be a little more in my more phenomenal wheelhouse. Speaking of which, hope you folks will follow me because I'm going to be running a thing that I would really like to get a new moniker on here as far as my Power Ranger stuff is coming. And trust me, things are coming. But the other big things that we do here is that, today is Monday. That means tomorrow is Tuesday. Tomorrow is Turn a Page Tuesday. So make sure that you're following me, Ken, Matt, Lauren, everybody else who's always coming through. Turn a Page. We're going to be talking Star Wars. We're going to be finishing out the force of Star Wars month with a wonderful, fantastic issue. And I hope you get to join us while we're doing that. Speaking of, Ken, after Tuesday, what comes Wednesday? Well, we're doing the Road to Deadpool. That's why you can take a look down here. I got the ticker going with all the other things we're doing. And we got the Road to Deadpool. Tony and the guys over there are working on some great stuff. Hopefully you'll go and join them too. But more importantly, because this is what us at the NI Bullpen do, we got the comic book reviews for you. And if you're not following, what's wrong with you? Like, jump in your TARDIS, come back round, subscribe, follow everything else that's going on. Then after that, Thursday night, dropping in from the top rope, Wrestling Night Live. That's right. Ken, Rich, New Guy Nick are doing a phenomenal job. I have no idea what they're talking about when it comes to wrestling, but I appreciate all their hard work. And as far as I'm concerned, as long as you're enjoying everything that's going on here, make sure that you're following me, Off the Cuff Tom, Nerd Initiatives, Pop Culture Connoisseur, right there on that QR code. You're going to see me every Monday, every Tuesday. Maybe I'll jump in the chat on a Wednesday or Thursday. Don't forget also, on Fridays, we run fandoms. We got a whole slew of things always coming around with fantastic panel of folks. All right. I think I've hit all the notes as far as my homework. Did I hit all the notes? I don't know. Let's do it one more time. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen, that you hit the subscribe button. You click the bell, get all the notifications, and you tap that thumbs up because I love doing what I do. But most importantly, again, since I have 55 people watching, which I am so pleased, I'm going to run my intro one more time because y'all missed it. And after we run it, we're going to say happy birthday to Mickey again. So you know what? Hit the button, run the intro. It tracks for me. Trust me. If you know me, That is my vibe. That is my feel. And I have all the feels for you guys out there. Speaking of the feels, again, big happy birthday again to Cell Phone Wallet Keys. It is a phenomenal human being that I get to work with. He's an extremely talented person. Make sure you're following him. All right. I know he's going to be on here shortly. We're going to be doing an episode on here together. And aside from that, it is my pleasure coming at you live and direct, straight from my sanctum of awesome. Yes, I downplay it when I'm home. But once again, thank you for watching here on Nerd Initiative TV Talks, Who in Review. My name's Off the Cuff Tom.